been on a horse?
You ever been on life support?
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Paramount has confirmed that both the third season of Tulsa King and a spin-off set in New Orleans are in the works. While not much has been confirmed about either, here at ScreenRant we have a couple of theories about Tulsa King Season 3.
We know where to find you.
That goes both ways.
Let's start with a big one. Most viewers are expecting the big Tulsa gang war to blow up in this Season 2 finale, but Tulsa King already has the ingredients for a big bait and switch. Bill Bevilacqua from Kansas City now knows it's pointless to strike at Dwight Manfredi, as it was Cal Thresher's triad associate Jackie who actually started the war. Having just lost his right-hand man, Bill may decide it's better for business to sit back and do nothing, allowing Manfredi's family and the triad in Tulsa to settle their own beef. However, the FBI could have ears and eyes anywhere, and before the big crux of the gang war can go down, it could be busted by the authorities.
I'm sure you guys got better things to do than follow me around, maybe catch some terrorists.
This time around, however, Dwight not only has no alibi, but could go down with his entire crew. This may just be the big shakeup that Tulsa King needs to get out of its formulaic slump. And it wouldn't mean throwing away everyone's character development in Tulsa King Season 2, just moving it behind prison walls. Dwight and the gang can then spend Season 3 plotting their way to freedom. Besides, the even higher playing crew are resourceful enough to succeed in the joint. On the other hand, if the gang war goes down uninterrupted, Jackie and the triad could be biting off more than they can chew by taking on Dwight.
We're gonna talk, and you're gonna make her right.
This is especially true after Chickie was pushed aside by his capo Vince, the new de facto boss of the family. Unlike Chickie, Vince wants to work with Tulsa instead of fight. This may just prove to be the ambitious former capo's downfall.
Coming from my neighborhood, that's a compliment, so no offense meant.
Dwight the General Manfredi was a respected made man in New York before Chickie exiled him to Tulsa, and there Dwight proved that he could forge a massive empire of his own from the ground up. As the new decision maker for the Invernizzi crime family, it makes good business sense for Vince to simply get Dwight back into the fold, rather than kicking up envelopes to New York. Dwight has always been meant for something bigger. Unfortunately for Vince, this opens the door for the General to take full control. Indeed, Dwight himself admits that there might be no real end for this quest for domination. After the dust has settled on their current problem, there's always going to be a bigger, more dangerous beast to tame. And for someone like Dwight, there's no greater beast than New York itself. While the first 2/3 of Season 3 could see Dwight working with Vince, the last episodes could culminate in the Tulsa King doing everything that Chickie feared he would do. Just like how Vince pushed out Chickie for the good of the family, Dwight could do the exact same thing to Vince, only with more cracked skulls in the process. And in the aftermath, news headlines could finally give Dwight Manfredi, the alleged new boss of the New York Mafia, the nickname he deserves, revealing the show to be the origin story of the Tulsa King. After all, there's no other way for Dwight to really protect his family except by being the guy on top. However, should Dwight go down this path, his daughter Tina might take matters into her own hands.
Been thinking about it, and I'd like to get a gun.
Why?
Across Tulsa King Season 2, there's a real sense of dread surrounding Tina and her kids. And with Chickie having been pushed out by his own right-hand man, he's very likely to take this out on Dwight and his family. Chickie is just hot-headed enough to make a move against Tina, especially with Dwight busy with the Tulsa gang war and Tina retreating to New York. However, Tina isn't exactly helpless, not after she got her own Glock and shooting lessons from Mitch. More importantly, after everything the Mafia has put Tina and her family through, she's actually the perfect person to have a final confrontation with Chickie. While the show may be foreshadowing a big epic showdown between Chickie and Dwight, Chickie may prove to be the perfect way for Tina to find out that she's exactly like her father. After all, Tulsa King is all about expanding the family business, and if Tina finally gets tired of running from danger, she may just decide to handle business herself. Apart from Tina, there's another underutilized Tulsa King cast member that could surprise viewers in the next season. There is currently no details about what the Tulsa King spinoff is about, other than the fact that it's set in New Orleans. And out of the entire cast of Tulsa King, there's there's really only one character who would have a legitimate reason to move all the way down south. Indeed, if there's one thing that Armand is good at, it's running, and Armand may just run all the way off the main streets into his own spin-off. While the jury's still out on whether Armand will get away with Dwight's money in tow, Armand is just slippery enough to pull off such a bold heist. After all, the Manfredi crew is still too busy with the local triad to come after him. Armand may not even have a real plan of escape, apart from driving as fast as he can away from Tulsa until he runs out of gas. And when Armand finds himself in New Orleans, he could see it as the perfect place to hide until he can safely reunite with his kids. Then again, that's if Armand's alcoholism doesn't get him first. New Orleans isn't called the Big Easy for nothing. In any case, with the amount of money Armand could get away with, he'll have a grand time trying not to die in New Orleans. The bright lights would certainly contrast well with Armand's dreary character arc. But while Armand's busy being paranoid in New Orleans, big changes are coming to Tulsa. If things keep escalating, it's very possible that in Season 3, the Triad will unite the Mafia factions against a common enemy. After Jackie forced Thresher to sign over his business to him at gunpoint, it's clear that the Triad member has his sights set on dominating Tulsa. And when Dwight and his crew finally run Jackie's gang out of the city, Dwight better finish the job, because if not, Jackie could come back with the full force of the Chinese Triads by his side. Indeed, as Dwight proved throughout the first 2 seasons, Tulsa is an untapped market in terms of illicit opportunities, and it's likely that not only has Jackie told this to his bosses, but that the Triad is already making plans to take Tulsa. However, this just might be what the various Mafia factions in Tulsa King need to finally work together. While leaving Dwight to the Triads may seem to be in Kansas City and New York's best interests, it's more likely for them to see the Triads as a more dangerous threat. After all, the Mafia is an extremely territorial organization. When the Triad tries to take Tulsa, New York, and Kansas, may just remember that Dwight is one of their own. And this sets the stage for a real war in Tulsa King Season 3, and for Dwight to rise as the boss of New York. If Dwight's former enemies band together to fight alongside the Tulsa King, it may just make for a truly epic 3rd season finale. Then again, this may be too bright of an ending for a show like Tulsa King. Should Season 3 be the last installment of the crime drama, it's just as likely that Dwight Manfredi will die in the finale. Apart from Yellowstone's John Dutton, Dwight Manfredi may have the toughest plot armor in all of the Sheridan verse. Yet just like the Dutton patriarch, the general is bound to overestimate his own capabilities in a crucial fight. With Dwight being as loyal to his crew members as they are to him, he may just take a bullet for Tyson, Mitch, or even Bodie. In one move, Dwight could prove that he's a hero all along, but at the cost of the ultimate sacrifice. After all, Dwight has lived a full and adventurous life, with all signs pointing that he could climb to the top of the New York Mafia in Season 3. Yet Dwight's ambitions are just as likely to become his downfall. Blinded by his need to prove himself and protect his family, Dwight will keep justifying his constant need to chase death until they finally meet each other in the finale. What do you think Tulsa King Season 3 has in store for Dwight and his crew? Thank you for watching ScreenRant, and stay tuned for more TV news.